Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're going to be taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. But before we do, we're going to talk about something else briefly as well. This video is sponsored by CML Games. More on that later. Alright, so I want to do a quick little recap about something that I discovered, uncovered, realized, etc. Obviously, last week's pre-orders were a complete disaster for anybody that was pretty much trying to get anything. In particular, the Lion Son of the Forest limited edition was something specifically that I was after, I was unable to get. And we know here from the actual listing and everything, this was limited to 2,000 copies worldwide, and that is why it sold out so quickly. Because when you take 2,000 copies, you divide them by the whole world, everybody that's after a Primarch, a cool book, any other reason they may have wanted this as well. Of course, 2,000 copies is not going to last that long. And not only was this particular item available, causing Games Workshop's website to crash and all kinds of actual purchasing issues, etc., but also we had the release of the Primarch, we had the release of Dante, Azrael as well. It was a really big week for releases, and putting it all together without any kind of queue system or being able to host the actual website volume just was a complete failure and fell apart. And not to mention, obviously, that now we see all kinds of funny situations taking place where we're seeing this limited supply pop up at exorbitant prices. All of that is just what happened. Could it have been avoided by Games Workshop producing more than 2,000 copies? Could it have been avoided with a queue system? Could it have been avoided by anticipating the demand of a Primarch? Yes, there's a million things Games Workshop could have done to make the situation better. But I don't necessarily think that anything we've seen so far is malicious on Games Workshop's part. I think theoretically that they sell as much of a product as they can, and they make as much of a product as they think they can sell. That is until I noticed this. This was the article that Games Workshop sent out on April 15th, the day of the pre-orders. Black Library pre-orders, a lion's share of green-hued tails. So I'm not going to go into all the details here, but here we see the WarCom article, and we'll notice, obviously, if we scroll down here. So here we'll notice that they are talking about the special edition copy. It's limited to just 2,000 individually numbered copies, each signed by the author. And obviously 2,000 is not enough because they sold out in seconds. If 2,000 wasn't enough, of course 1,250 wouldn't be enough. I mean, 1,250 is less than 2,000. So of course it sold out, right? But where am I getting the 1,250 number from? Well, it says right here, pre-order now, only 1,250 copies available. So where are the other 750 copies? Did Games Workshop lock them in a vault somewhere? Did they give them out to their employees? Did they list them on eBay and Amazon for 5 times the price? I don't know, and I'm not making any accusations against Games Workshop or anything like that. I'm not accusing them of creating artificial scarcity by only creating 2,000 copies of something that's extremely limited. I'm not accusing them of hoarding the supply and holding back 750 of those copies. I'm not accusing them of giving them to staff. I'm not accusing them of scalping online. I'm just saying that there's a big difference between 2,000 and 1,250. So if you thought 2,000 wasn't enough, well, 1,250 definitely isn't enough. So I'm curious, where is the other 37.5% of the supply? Where did the other 750 copies go? Did they already sell them in England before they wrote this article? So they changed this to say 1,250 copies available? Did they give them all to staff? I honestly don't know. What I do know is the facts. There was 2,000 copies of this produced. There was only 1,250 copies available, and a lot of us missed out on it because of that. So again, I'm not making any accusations against Games Workshop, but what I am saying is there's definitely some fishy business going on when you create only 2,000 copies of something worldwide, and then you do something behind the scenes and don't tell people what you did with 750 of those copies. So 37.5% of the production is somehow gone. So I don't know if anybody's ever received copy 1 through 750 of one of these books from Games Workshop. So I'm not going to make any crazy assumptions. I'm not going to make any crazy accusations or anything like that. But it's already fishy that they're still only producing 2,000 copies of something, especially when it's a Primarch, which is going to be really popular. But then on top of that, for 750 copies of the 2,000 to just suddenly go missing or be unaccounted for or given, sold to someone behind the scenes, I honestly don't know. Maybe there's 750 Games Workshop employees that write down on a piece of paper that they each want one copy of this, so Games Workshop holds them back and gives them to them. I honestly don't know. I just find it very strange, and part of the beauty of the freedom of this channel and me not working directly with Games Workshop is the freedom. Would I want to work with Games Workshop and get all kinds of free stuff if it was actually free? Sure, of course. I mean, I buy most of this stuff anyway, so why wouldn't I want it for free? Well, it's because it's not actually free. And that's the thing about content creators on the internet. And I'm not trying to blast anybody or put anybody out, but there's a reason that nobody else ever talks about this stuff. It's because Games Workshop has paid them off. So sure, Games Workshop can send you some free stuff if you work with them, but that incentivizes you to not speak poorly about them or not to speak honestly about products, goods, services, etc. Because we all know that if you speak poorly about the company too many times, they're going to stop sending you free stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to talk briefly about what I discovered here. We can speculate as much as we want as to what the situation is, but we know for a fact that Games Workshop only produced 2,000 individually numbered copies signed by the author, and we know that only 1,250 of those copies were available for sale. So I don't know where the other 750 copies are. I'm definitely curious. I would love a statement from Games Workshop, but obviously we're not going to get that. If anybody else out there works for Games Workshop or has any knowledge as to what they do with the other 37.5% of the supply, which is literally already selling on eBay for 5 or more times the resale value prior to it even being offered for sale, I would love to hear it. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CML Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CML Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CML Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMLGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CML Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. So anyway, let's take a quick look at today's pre-orders. All right, so here we have today's pre-orders. There are actually only two on the list. We have the Seraphon Army Set and the Adeptus Titanicus Campaign Compendium. So the Seraphon Army Set, $210, comes with the brand new Battletome, only currently offered in this set, as well as all of the cards, enhancements, all the abilities, war scrolls, all that. And then you're going to get 2 squads of the Raptidon Riders with 2 different builds. And then we have our new Slaan and also 10 of the Saurus Warriors. So pretty cool setup right here, $210 for the set. I like it. Definitely looking forward to a lot of the other models coming later on. I think it's harder for me to get excited about this just because there are 10 of the Raptidon Riders in here. They're overall pretty cool and everything, but I'm not sure that that's even the direction I want to take my Seraphon. But regardless of the actual box set, it is a nice deal. It does have over $300 in MSRP value in the set. And obviously everybody is super excited about not only the new book, but the complete refresh of the range as well. And then we also have this Adeptus Titanicus Campaign Compendium. So 224 pages, all of the previously offered campaigns compiled in a single source, $60 for that right there. And I'm sure the Titanicus players are probably pretty excited about this. Not honestly sure. I don't know anyone that has or does play Titanicus, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere. So if you are one of them, please sound off in the comments so that we know that you still exist. And then, of course, we have all of last week's leftovers. So lots of cool stuff on here. Unfortunately, obviously, we saw Azrael sold out. The Lion, the special editions, basically everything is sold out from last week. It's very unfortunate how Games Workshop did the launch and everything. It's also unfortunate that they're holding back some supply or whatever's going on there. But I'm very curious if anybody has any inside knowledge or anything they care to share. Please let me know down in the comments. And I'm sure that most of these items, at least not in their special edition form, will resurface at some point in time and be available. You'll be able to pick up the Lion or Azrael. I would imagine they're going to bring back some of the non-special edition copies of the books as well. So if you're patient, you can probably get most of what you want. So that's it for today. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I thought it was very strange that 37.5% of the supply was suddenly just not available for sale on something that was already very limited, and it was very, very poorly handled by Games Workshop. Special thanks to CML Games for supporting the channel. If you do want to get any of the pre-orders, make sure to check them out. Save 15%. Link in the description. And that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I didn't really expose anything that wasn't already put out there by Games Workshop. I'm not making any accusations against Games Workshop, but I do find it rather strange that 750 of the 2,000 copies were never actually available to the community, and those same copies are being scalped online for hundreds and hundreds of dollars more than they were purchased the same day. And I'm out of here.